Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. Shooting indoors today because today there's a whole bunch of smoke that wafted its way down from Canada. I guess there's all sorts of wildfires. So today about 5 p.m. felt like a huge storm had come over. It was so dark outside, but it wasn't raining and it was all just the smoke from these wildfires. So, an interesting day. I did not want to shoot outside as a result because you could actually smell and breathe the smoke. It was that heavy. And these fires are from hundreds and hundreds of miles away. Wild stuff. So, today's topic is going to be evidence as messages of safety. Evidence as messages of safety. So, going to breathe a little bit. Hope everybody's doing well. Got some lights shining at me. They're bright in my eyes. All right. So, evidence. What am I talking about? I'm talking about proof that your brain and perceived danger is creating the symptoms and not some physical structural problem, no anatomical issue, no disease based process, no illness, no sickness, whatever you want to call it. We want to collect as much evidence as possible. And the primary reason for that is because evidence, when you have proof that you're actually not broken, guess what that does for you? Settles down the fear. So evidence is really can be used as messages of safety. And you've heard me talk about messages of safety, consistent messages of safety for a long, long time. And a lot of people interpret that to mean, let me walk around the house and go, I'm safe, I'm safe, I'm safe. And unfortunately, that's not doing the trick. Because there's a certain part of us that goes, no, you're not, no, you're not, no, you're not. And saying I'm safe when you don't buy it doesn't really help. So if you want a more compelling argument to teach this subconscious brain, this fearful lizard brain, that you're okay, gathering evidence to make your case is really useful. So first and foremost, there is a pain test. It's on my website. Go to Go to yourpaintest.com. YOUR paintest.com. Anything over 29 or 30 means it's absolutely TMS. If you're slightly under that, it still could be. It's just not quite as certain. So go to yourpaintest.com. Now, in this next part, I'm going to kind of read through the FIT assessment that was put together by Dr. Schubner and his associates. It's an extremely useful tool for determining if your symptoms are behaving as if your brain is creating them as opposed to some structural, anatomical, physical problem or illness. So, I'm going to read through some of these here. Did your symptoms begin without a physical precipitation, meaning injury, right? If yes, that's some evidence. Do symptoms persist after an injury has healed? 3 to 6 months. Most injuries heal within that period of time. The body heals, trust it. Symptoms are in a distributed pattern that is symmetric. I have pain in both arms, in the same exact place, in both arms, both legs, both hips, right? That's evidence. Symptoms occur on one whole side of the body or occur on half of the face, head, or torso. Again, characteristic of TMS, perceived danger pain. Symptoms spread over time to different areas of the body. So why does that happen? More and more fear, more and more perceived danger. Guess what? More and more symptoms. Symptoms radiate to the opposite side of the body or down a whole leg or arm. I had back pain for 13 years and I had radiating sciatica down my leg. I never had a physical problem. It was always TMS. It was always perceived danger. Symptoms that occur in many different body parts at the same time. That's proof. It's evidence. Symptoms that have a quality of tingling, electric, burning, numb, hot, or cold. more evidence. These are functional type of characteristics. So, more evidence. Symptoms shift from one location to a body or another. Symptoms are more or less depending upon the time of day, or they occur first thing in the morning or in the middle of the night. In other words, they're kind of random. More evidence. Symptoms occur after but not during an activity or exercise. After but not during, because if you had a physical problem, it would hurt while you're exercising, right? So, symptoms occur when one thinks about them or when somebody asks about them. If your symptoms show up or increase, ding, 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 mind, body, TMS, perceived dangers causing the symptoms. Structural problems don't behave that way. Symptoms occur when stresses increase or one thinks about stressful situations. Can't tell you how many times I hear people say, I'm going on a vacation, I really don't want this pain to ruin it. I'm all stressed out about it. Symptoms are going up. Or I need to go back to work and I've been petrified because I haven't worked in 2 years. Symptoms are going up because you are thinking about stressful activities. You're not actually doing them. You're not moving your body. You're just thinking about these situations. More evidence. Symptoms are minimal or non-existent when engaged in joyful or distracting activities, such as when on vacation. This comes up so often. People say, I decided to go do something. I had such a blast. I had no symptoms, but then they came back later. Symptoms. Wow. Symptoms are minimal or non-existent after some kind of therapy, such as massage, chiropractic, Reiki, acupuncture, herbal, or vitamin supplement. That would indicate that the brain is perceiving safety from those types of treatments. Now, triggered is interesting because symptoms are triggered by things that are not related to the actual symptoms, such as foods, smells, sounds, light, computer screens, periods, changes in the weather. All more evidence that your brain is perceiving those things as dangerous and therefore symptoms turn up. Symptoms are triggered by the anticipation of stress, such as prior to school, work, a doctor's visit, a medical test, a visit to a relative, or a social gathering, or during those activities. Nothing physical is happening, but just the fear and the anticipation of those things. Symptoms are triggered by imagining engaging in the triggering activities such as bending over, that was mine, turning the neck, sitting or standing. If your symptoms go up just by imagining sitting down, if you've had sitting pain for a while, it's more evidence your brain is creating it. Symptoms are triggered by light touch or innocuous stimuli such as the wind or the cold. So look, these are all characteristics of how symptoms behave when the brain is creating them. And so it's really fascinating to me how this all works, right? If the brain perceives danger, it will turn on or turn up the symptoms. And all of those things are hard evidence that you're actually okay. So what I would do is watch this video again and jot down the things that you have said yes to. Jot down your pain test score. Write down any example from your real life that says, I went away for 3 days and I felt great and then I came home and whammo, the pain was back. That's not proof that it's TMS. That's not proof it's physical. That's proof that it's TMS, right? Because structural problems don't take vacations. They don't take holidays. If you've even had 2 minutes, 20 seconds of pain-free time, that means your body's actually okay. And if you haven't had that yet, just evaluate what's my fear level been. Because people who say, my symptoms don't change, they're always high, they're always on. Okay, how's your fear? Is that always on too? So look, go through these examples. Go through that FIT test. It's at the starting page of my website, painfreeyou.com/start. The FIT assessment is there. Just go through it. How many of those are you checking off as true for you? And if so, if you've even got one, that's all the evidence you need that your symptoms are created by your brain perceiving danger. So gather evidence. you will be using this evidence to dial down your fear. When you dial down the fear with this accurate information, your symptoms can and will start to settle down. So, I love you all. I was fighting that. Didn't want to sneeze. Sorry. Love you all. And I guess we will see you all tomorrow. Take care.